Almost 30 years ago, Estonia was facing the need to rebuild everything from scratch. After years of Soviet occupation, it regained independence, but they were left with nothing. No infrastructure, no administration, no legal code. Out of necessity, the state leaders begged that had to make some daring choice. There was a lot of experimentation and uncertainty, but also a bit of luck involved, particularly in the fact that they could count on a number of brilliant visionaries, cryptographers, and engineers. Estonia has been declaring taxes on land since 2001. They have been using digital identity and signature since 2002. They have been voting on land since 2005. And for today, pretty much the whole range of the public service that all of us can imagine, like education, police, justice, starting a company, paying for benefits, looking at our hot record, or challenging of parking tickets. That's everything that is done online. In fact, it's much easier to tell all of us what are the three things we cannot yet do online, like we have to show up to pick up our ID document, get married or divorce, and sell real estate. One of the features of modern life that has no reason to exist anymore, considering technological possibility of today, is the labyrinth of bureaucracy or e-government. E-government in the labyrinth of bureaucracy is expected to provide benefits like one, profession better service to the community, two, information from the government can be provided 24 hours a day, 7 days a week without having to wait for the opening of a government office to provide direct service.
As a measure of consideration, we can see that the world has entered an era that relies on technology. For example, cabinet work in Estonia has used e-cabinet because it is done without the use of single sheet of paper. This was reported by the e-Estonia website. This shows that the government sector is starting to make change toward digitalization to make it easier for its workers. E-cabinet is also considered to be very profitable for workers because it only relies on computer technology without using paper and printer materials, which are considered very costly. This is following what Anna Piper said in TED, which said that e-cabinet works without using paper. In line with what was said by Anna Piper, according to Roy Saputro, the e-cabinet makes it easy to distribute information and prepare documents. It is possible that Indonesia can also imitate the use of e-cabinet to reduce the use of paper and print. The use of paper is considered very wasteful and takes up a lot of space because printed papers can only be read after that the ends will be placed in a warehouse to be eaten by termites. The use of paper and printing machine can also cost a lot. Then, is the use of the e-cabinet effective for the people of Estonia? This was stated Anna Piper in TED that the e-cabinet initiated by Estonia can restore people's trust in the government. This momentum is considered to be able to evoke a better image of the government in the eyes of the public.
First, it is essential to guarantee privacy and confidentiality of data and information. This is achieved through a strong digital identity that is issued by the state and compatible with everything. In fact, every Estonian has one. The identity is double with a strong digital signature that is accepted, used and legally binding both in Estonia and the European Union when the system can properly and securely identify who is using it after logging in. It will provide access to the personal data of the citizen and all the public service within one tool and allow to authorize anything by signing digitally. A second principle, and one of the most transformative, is called once only. It means that the state cannot ask for the same data more than once, nor can store it in more than one place. For instance, If you've already provided your birth or material certificate to the population registry, this is the only place where this data is going to be held, and no other institution will be ever asking for it again. The development of technology, it is necessary to protect personal data, but it must accompanied by government efforts. As explained, Estonia and the European Union have a good system for managing population data, so the privacy of each person is guaranteed. It will be very safe if all countries established the same program.
This is exactly the role of the data exchange platform called the X-Road that has been in use since 2001. It connects public sector database and registries, local municipalities, and business, organizing a real-time, secure, and regulated data exchange, saving an auditable trace after each move. There is no central database whatsoever. Confidentiality and privacy are definitely very important, but in the digital world, reliability and integrity of information is just critical for operation. For instance, let's say allergies. Without you or your doctor knowing treatment, it could be deadly. That's why in digital society, a system like an Estonian one, when there's almost no paper originals, there's almost only digital originals. In integrity of data, data exchange rules, software components, and log files is paramount. They use a form of blockchain that they invented back in 2007. Way before blockchain even became a thing to check and guarantee the integrity of data in real time. Blockchain is their auditor and a promise that no access to the data or data manipulation remains unrecorded. If you use this concept of a database like the one in the video, then this will increase risks such as data leaks, site hacking, and even data theft by irresponsible persons. In the absence of a central database, it will be difficult to identify important data, identify users, and other interests. Then the conclusion is that if the database concept in the video is used in Indonesia, it will not be quite right, coupled with the lack of qualified human resource related to technology.
First of all, have you ever felt concerned about the ownership of your data that you have collected for the government? And have you ever worried about the government claiming that the data they collect for us belongs to government? And what about the government that often refuses to provide access to information and often fail to prove how that the information is used or shared with third parties? In this regard, the system in Estonia is based on the principle that the individual is the owner of the data they collect about him or her and therefore has the full right to know what information is collected and who has accessed it. As well as police, doctor, or any state official can access citizen information by online. They can access the information they want to see to do their job, and every time they make a request, it will be stored in a log file. In this log file, that ensures there are no privacy violations that go unnoticed by citizens. In addition, Estonia has a data embassy that holds the most important digital asset in Estonia, which can guarantee the continuity of operation, data protection, and most importantly, our sovereignty, even if there is a physical attack on our territory. So basically, with the existing system in Estonia, data ownership is certainly safe. In my opinion, even though in this digital era is very sophisticated, protection for our data we have is still very important, considering the many cases of cybercrime such as hacking and piracy that lead to personal data breach, extortion, and online fraud. Personal data protection can also start from ourselves. For example, there are already many provide two-step verification features, backup code, and email notification if other parties access our personal data that connect to email, and still many more.
Use of digital system administratively is considered more efficient. However, some people also feel threatened by the rampant technology that can eliminate a person's expertise. So running the state system using a digital platform is still considered less effective and has not saved us all from political power struggles and polarization in society. 5 years ago, there was the launch of a government startup program called a residency, which has now been followed by tens of thousands of entrepreneurs from 136 different countries. With this program, they run their business digitally, such as joining online banking, as well as by running their companies virtually through the Estonia platform. The Estonia system is said to be no longer dependent on location, where we are, and so on. Therefore, this system prioritizes inclusiveness, openness, and reliability. So, this puts security and transparency at the center or as a major milestone. And data is in the hand of the rightful owner. In my opinion, many people think that the extension of many technological advances in a country does not necessarily make a country free of political problems. And with the advancement of technology, many people also realize that they are losing their skill and many even lose their jobs because they have been replaced by technology. But must also think that the technological advance of a country provides aids in developing business and ultimately can also help the country's economy. With technological advance, it is hoped that it can help the government system in improving the welfare of its people.